consciousness is greater than any other happiness. We all seek happiness, but we don't know. We don't know what is pleasure, what is peace, what is purpose, and what is a momentary happiness, what is achievement and success and contentment and fulfillment. We are muddled up with the concept of happiness. But today you will learn the greatest of happiness. There is greater bliss in truth consciousness than any other happiness. What is truth consciousness? In the scriptures, it is called Satchitananda. But what is Satchitananda? Sat means truth, Chit means consciousness, Ananda means happiness. Satchitananda means the bliss or the happiness that comes from Satchit, truth consciousness. So what is truth consciousness? Truth consciousness is the consciousness of truth. What is the truth? The truth is the truth. The truth is that we bring nothing and we take nothing. The truth is that we come alone and we go alone. The truth is that even this body we will have to leave behind. The truth is that our birthday is fake. We cut a cake, but we must awake. The truth is we were conceived 9 months before. The truth is that we are not this body. We have a body. The truth is we suffer pain of the body because we think we are this body. The truth is we are the divine soul. S-O-U-L, the spark of unique life. The truth is we are not the mind, because the truth is there is no mind. Where is the mind you cannot find? The truth is that we are not the ego that says I. The truth is, who am I? We don't know. Are we the mind and ego me? Are we the body? Are we the divine soul? What are we? We must realize the truth. And the moment we realize the truth, this is Sat. What is Sat or Satya? It is not what is Mithya. Mithya is an illusion. But we don't know the meaning of illusion or Mithya. We don't realize that a ring is not a ring. A ring appears to be a ring, but actually ring, bangle, necklace, chain, there is gold in everything. If you remove the gold, there will be no ring. The ring appears to be, it is an illusion. This ring is Mithya. The essence of creation is a power. This is Satya. And we, you, me, the butterfly and the bee, the mountain and the sea, we are all manifestations of that one divine. Now comes to the point, why are we unhappy? We are unhappy because of suffering. Who suffers? The suffering is of the body, mind and ego. The body suffers physical pain. The mind suffers from misery. Thoughts that create fear, guilt, shame, regret, anger, revenge, jealousy, hate, stress, anxiety, depression, pessimism. This is the misery caused by the mind. The mind is nothing but a bundle of thoughts. Therefore, the body suffers, the mind suffers, the ego suffers. The ego caused by the mind suffers anger, hate, revenge and jealousy. Therefore, as long as we live in ignorance, there is no happiness. There is no happiness because there is no peace. And peace is the foundation of happiness. If there is no peace, there can be no happiness. Therefore, we suffer because we do not realize we are not the body, mind, ego that experiences the triple suffering on earth. We suffer because not only we suffer on earth, we come back in rebirth again and again and again, and we suffer again and again. But the one who lives in truth consciousness experiences bliss that is greater than any happiness. The one who lives in truth consciousness realizes, I am not the body, mind, ego that suffers. It's free from the triple suffering. The one who lives in truth consciousness lives as the divine soul. SOUL, that spark of unique life. That spark of unique life came alive 9 months before. This body was formed later. Is not that the truth? Don't we learn in school? Yet we remain a fool. We remain a fool because we don't evolve. In school we have learned the body is formed in the womb of the mother. And we are that zygote that was created at conception. That zygote is not a body, it's just a cell. That cell is nothing but energy. Even science tells us that energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed from one form to another. Still we don't realize the truth. Still we are caught in thought. Still we are slaves of the mind, and we take this slavery to our grave. Still we are slaves of the mind, and we take this misery to our grave. When are we going to realize the truth? When are we going to experience that bliss in truth consciousness that is greater than any happiness? See, happiness is not pleasure. Pleasure comes and goes. Eat a pizza, eat an ice cream, go for a date, buy a car. This is great stuff. You're happy. But then, soon, you buy a car, the car becomes old. You buy a car, the car has an accident. You buy a car, the neighbor buys a better car, and your happiness is gone. When will we realize that pleasure is momentary happiness? It is ephemeral. It is just temporary. It comes and goes. But bliss in truth consciousness forever flows. Never forget this. Pleasure comes and goes. The bliss in truth consciousness forever flows. You want to be in that state of bliss, which is in truth consciousness, that is eternal happiness. You want to be in that state where you are peaceful and blissful and cheerful. Because this is not pleasure that is momentary. This is peace and tranquility. This is attaining the true purpose of life. This is realizing the truth and remaining conscious of the truth. The problem is, we all know the truth. We know that nothing is ours. We will leave everything behind. We know that we may win, but we can't take with us a pin. Still we sin. Why? Because of the mind. The mind, it pours like rain, thoughts that push us down the drain. And we are sinking in these thoughts again and again. When will we stop the mind? When will we still it and kill it and stop it from destroying our peace, the very foundation of happiness? When will we reach that state of thoughtlessness? That state of thoughtlessness when there is no mind, that state of thoughtlessness is a state of consciousness. In that state of consciousness, the truth is realized. In that realization of the truth, in that Sat, Chit, there is Ananda. There is a bliss that is greater than any happiness if we remain in truth consciousness. Can we remain in truth consciousness? As long as we are slaves of the mind and ego, me, this cannot be. But if we are free from the mind and ego, me, then we will experience Ananda. Then we will experience this bliss in truth consciousness. People don't know. It's such a simple thing. The truth we know, but we don't realize. We don't realize because the mind, it is nothing but a bundle of thoughts. These thoughts, they come uninvited. They don't knock at the door. Once they enter, they slam us on the floor. We have to push them out and shut the door. Unless we shut thoughts out of the door, unless we still the mind, we cannot be in consciousness. The truth will escape us. Bliss will escape us. Happiness is not something. If happiness was just a thing, then the rich would be happy. But all the rich people are not happy. All happy people are actually rich. They are wealthy. So also, successful people, are they happy? all successful people are not happy, but all happy people are successful. Because the moment you are happy, you are successful. But still we are chasing success and happiness. You know why? Because of the mind. The mind which you cannot find is a rascal. It's a monkey that jumps from thought to thought. And in that thought we are caught. We forgot. We are not the mind. We are not the body. Not the ego. And we suffer body, mind and ego. We don't reach that state of truth consciousness. Today, you have to learn the simple art of being happy. The art of happiness is be in the now. Just be happy now. Just now. Be happy now. Smile now. Laugh now. Help somebody now. Be happy now. Count your blessings now. Don't go to the past. It's gone. Don't go to the future. It's not yet born. Actually, we can't go to the past and future. Can I? Can you go to the past or the future? We can't. But somebody can. It is the mind. The mind can go to the past and the mind can go to the future. The mind can take you to yesterday, which is gone, and tomorrow, not yet born. Steal your peace, steal your happiness, steal your consciousness. Consciousness is about being in the now. Consciousness is that stillness of thought. Consciousness is thoughtlessness. In that state of thoughtlessness, you are in a state of realization of the truth. The truth, which is the truth, crystallizes. It's just like water in the fridge. It's not ice till it's crystallized. So also the truth remains the truth. But in consciousness, you realize that's the truth. That is truth consciousness. And that creates a bliss greater than any happiness. What is this happiness? For a little child, they want a doll, they want a ball, and toys. The difference between the men and the boys is the cost of their toys. As we grow, the cost of our toys goes up. But they are trinkets and toys, and they can give us pleasure for the moment. They cannot give us eternal happiness. Have you seen a yogi? Have you seen a wise sage who lives without anything? But look at the glow on his face. Because he's not running a race to become an ace. He's not caught in that maze. He lives with grace. The yogi has learned the art of Satchitananda. The yogi has learned the art of eternal bliss that comes from truth consciousness. Truth consciousness is that ability to be conscious of the truth. That I am not the body, mind, ego. I am not the one who suffers. I am the divine soul. Truth consciousness is becoming conscious of the truth, the eternal truth. Then we will have eternal happiness. We will transcend the body, the senses of the body that have desires and passions. We will transcend the mind that is causing misery. We will transcend the ego that gets agonized. We will live as the divine soul. And the moment we live as the divine soul, we are blissful and peaceful. There will be cheerfulness. This bliss is greater than any happiness. But unfortunately, we are unable to live in truth consciousness. We are unable to realize the truth and be conscious of the truth because we sink in this world. We have thoughts, we think, we blink, we sink. We don't remain in consciousness. Consciousness is thoughtlessness. In the state of consciousness, the mind is no more. The mind is still. You kill the mind. And the state of consciousness, you activate the intellect. The intellect is a tool of discrimination. You discriminate with the intellect, and that helps you. Black, white, wrong, right. It helps you to discriminate. And as you discriminate with the intellect, you lock yourself in consciousness because you still the mind. You tame the monkey mind. The monkey, M-O-N-K-E-Y, has a tail called the E-Y. The monkey mind is E-Y, ever yelling. E-Y, ever yelling. Cut the tail of the monkey mind. It becomes a monk. When you cut the tail of the monkey mind, it becomes a monk. The monk is still. What is mind? Mind is full of miseries, ignorance, negativity, desires. M-I-N-D. You become a monk, a master of the mind. Only in yoga, no desires. Your karma is dissolved. The monk lives in truth consciousness. The monk lives in eternal happiness. Do you want to be happy? If you want to be happy, learn the art of true happiness. Learn the art of that bliss which comes from truth consciousness. It's called Satchitananda. Sat-Chit Ananda means Ananda, the bliss that comes from Sat-Chit, truth consciousness. And this truth, you know, you have to realize it. You have to become conscious of it. The moment you become conscious of the truth, you attain that state of bliss, a bliss that is beyond pleasure. Pleasure is not our greatest treasure. Our greatest treasure is that happiness, that bliss that comes from truth consciousness. Try to experience consciousness. Try to reach that state of thoughtlessness. Tame the monkey mind. Still it. Kill it. Activate your intellect. Be in consciousness. Experience bliss. Experience that bliss is greater than any happiness. And that comes in truth consciousness when you realize you are the divine soul. When you realize that you are yourself a manifestation of God, that God is a supreme immortal power, that God lives in the temple of your heart, that you are in the presence of God all the time, that you are not you. When you realize I am not I am the divine, you reach that state of Satchit Ananda. You reach that state of truth consciousness when you experience bliss greater than any happiness. Start your journey. Start your journey towards that bliss, that eternal bliss greater than any happiness. Start your journey that will lead you to truth consciousness. Still the mind. Be thoughtless. Be conscious. Activate the intellect. This pleasure from truth consciousness is the greatest treasure. You will be free from all misery on earth. You will be free from the cycle of rebirth. You will be free from pain of the body, misery of the mind, agony of the ego, as you fly in the sky, realizing I am not I am the divine soul. Try to experience this bliss, this eternal bliss that is greater than any happiness. Remember, it comes from truth consciousness.